Have you ever wondered why some people in Japan live well past 100 while others struggle with health issues in their 60s? Imagine waking up one morning, doing what you've always done. The same breakfast, the same morning routine, but not realizing that one or two of those habits might actually be increasing your risk of a stroke. Today, we're diving into something that might shock you. Japan's oldest practicing doctor, now well over 100 years old, recently revealed that several common morning habits, yes, things that millions of people do every single day, could quietly be tripling your risk of stroke once you cross the age of 60. And here's the surprising part. The first signs often go unnoticed until it's too late. Most people don't realize that the way they get out of bed each morning can have a direct impact on their heart and brain health, especially after the age of 60. When you've been asleep for several hours, your blood pressure, heart rate, and circulation all slow down to match the body's resting state. The moment you wake up, your brain sends a signal to your body to get moving again. If you suddenly jump out of bed too quickly, that signal causes a rapid shift in blood pressure, forcing your heart to pump harder to push blood upward against gravity. For younger people, this might only cause a little lightheadedness or dizziness that fades in a few seconds. But for older adults, that sudden surge can be dangerous. It's called orthostatic hypertension, a temporary drop in blood pressure that can lead to fainting or falls. But in some cases, it can also trigger a stroke or heart attack if blood vessels are already weakened or clogged with plaque. Japan's oldest doctor, Shigeaki Hinohara, often talked about this simple but critical moment in the morning. He believed that waking up slowly is not just a comfort, it's a necessity for longevity. He advised his patients to give the heart a gentle transition between sleep and wakefulness. The idea is to let your circulation warm up, much like you would warm up your car on a cold morning before driving. When you open your eyes, instead of rushing to stand up, you should lie still for about 30 seconds. Use that short time to wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch your legs, take a few deep breaths, and let your body gradually move from rest to motion. This gentle activity helps your blood pressure rise steadily instead of spiking, reducing strain on the heart and arteries. For older adults, this habit is even more important because the elasticity of blood vessels decreases with age. Stiffer arteries don't adjust as quickly to sudden pressure changes, which makes older people more vulnerable to those dangerous morning surges. Many studies in Japan have shown that the highest number of strokes and heart attacks occur between 6 and 10 in the morning, exactly when most people wake up and begin their day. It's not coincidence, it's physiology. The body's natural stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are already rising to prepare you for the day. If you combine that hormonal rise with sudden movement and dehydration, it's like adding fuel to the fire. By taking just a minute to slow down your morning rhythm, you allow your heart to stabilize, your breathing to deepen, and your brain to get enough oxygen before activity. Even something as small as sitting on the edge of the bed before standing can prevent dizziness and maintain better balance. People who practice this calm waking method often report feeling more alert, less groggy, and more mentally focused in the first hours of the day. It's one of those rare cases where the smallest change can make a huge difference to long-term health. When you wake up in the morning, your body is in a mild state of dehydration. You've spent 6 to 8 hours breathing, sweating, and losing moisture through natural processes, yet you haven't replenished any fluids during that entire time. This means your blood becomes thicker and your circulation slower, making your heart work harder to pump oxygen to your brain and muscles. For younger individuals, this might not be noticeable, but for those over 60, the effects can be serious. Thickened blood increases the risk of clot formation, and clots are one of the leading causes of stroke. That's why Japan's oldest doctor Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, always emphasized the importance of drinking water first thing in the morning. He believed that this one simple habit could drastically reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke by helping the body restore fluid balance before any other activity begins. The first drink of the day sets the tone for how your body functions in the next several hours. When you drink a full glass of water, around 200 to 250 milliliters, right after waking, you instantly help your organs wake up too. The water flows through your digestive system, signals the kidneys to start filtering waste, and reactivates your metabolism. It's almost like starting your system naturally without the need for caffeine or stimulants. The key detail here, which Dr. Hinohara often mentioned, is temperature. He recommended drinking water at room temperature, not cold. Cold water causes your blood vessels to constrict temporarily, which can raise your blood pressure and shock the system. On the other hand, room temperature water passes smoothly through your body and encourages natural circulation. Many people make the mistake of replacing water with coffee or tea first thing in the morning, thinking it hydrates them. While these beverages contain water, they also have caffeine, which acts as a mild diuretic, promoting fluid loss. This can worsen dehydration rather than fix it. Dr. Hinohara suggested waiting at least 15 to 20 minutes after drinking your morning water before having tea or coffee. This allows your body to absorb the water properly and stabilize before the mild dehydration effect of caffeine kicks in. Another subtle benefit of drinking water early is that it helps reduce morning headaches, dry mouth, and sluggishness, all of which can stem from dehydration during sleep. The Japanese culture treats hydration as part of mindfulness. They don't rush the process. People drink water slowly, in small sips, often while standing near a window or on a balcony, breathing fresh morning air. It becomes a quiet ritual of self-care rather than a task. This mindful approach not only improves physical health, but also sets a calm emotional tone for the day. Water itself acts as a natural cleanser for the body, flushing out toxins that accumulate overnight. It supports kidney function, digestion, and mental clarity. Over time, this habit can help regulate blood pressure, improve heart performance, and maintain the fluid balance that prevents strokes. The simplicity of it hides its power. Just one glass of water, taken consistently each morning, can become one of the strongest shields against cardiovascular problems. Many people grow up hearing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but few realize that the timing and heaviness of that breakfast can either protect or endanger their heart and brain, especially after 60. When you wake up, your body is still transitioning from a resting to an active state. Your organs are slowly resuming full function, your blood pressure is adjusting, and your metabolism is preparing to start burning energy. If you eat a large, heavy meal right away, your body is forced to divert a significant amount of blood to the digestive system at a time when circulation is still uneven. This sudden demand can cause your blood pressure and blood sugar levels to spike, putting stress on your heart, arteries, and brain. Japan's oldest doctor, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, warned that this pattern could triple stroke risk in older adults, especially those who already suffer from hypertension or poor circulation. He taught that breakfast should be light, warm, and gentle on the stomach, eaten only after the body has been awake and moving for a little while. Heavy foods, such as fried items, processed meats, sugary pastries, or large portions of rice and bread, require more oxygen and energy to digest. This extra effort forces the heart to pump faster and raises blood pressure further. For people over 60, whose arteries are less flexible, this increased strain can cause small ruptures in blood vessels or trigger the formation of clots. In contrast, a light breakfast that contains fiber, protein, and healthy fats can nourish the body without overwhelming it. In Japan, a traditional breakfast might include miso soup, steamed rice in small amounts, grilled fish, and fermented foods like natto or pickled vegetables. These meals are easy to digest, rich in nutrients, and low in saturated fat. They help maintain steady blood sugar and support smooth blood flow throughout the morning. Hinohara also believed that the timing of breakfast mattered almost as much as its content. He encouraged gentle movement first, such as stretching, walking, or simple breathing exercises, before sitting down to eat. Movement activates the cardiovascular system, helping the body distribute blood evenly. This means that by the time you eat, your heart, brain, and digestive organs are already communicating efficiently. This sequence lowers the risk of post-meal blood pressure spikes and reduces inflammation. Another common mistake many people make is eating breakfast in a rush or under stress. When the body is tense, digestion slows, and blood vessels constrict. That's why Japanese mornings tend to be slower and calmer. People eat mindfully, often in silence or with light conversation. This creates a balanced hormonal response, less cortisol, more serotonin, which keeps the heart relaxed. Small changes like chewing food slowly and savoring each bite also improve nutrient absorption. Over time, choosing a lighter, balanced breakfast instead of a heavy one can help stabilize body weight, control cholesterol levels, and protect against both stroke and heart disease. It teaches the body to start the day in balance rather than in overdrive. The idea isn't to skip breakfast, but to honor the body's rhythm. By letting the body wake fully before demanding digestion, you give your heart and brain a better chance to stay healthy for decades. One of the most dangerous things about strokes is how quietly the warning signs can appear. Many people believe strokes happen suddenly without any notice, but in reality, the body often sends subtle signals days or even weeks in advance. These early signs are easy to miss, especially for people over 60 who might mistake them for normal effects of aging or fatigue. The Japanese doctor Shigeaki Hinohara often warned that the first signs of a stroke are usually silent and short, yet they are the most critical ones to recognize. He taught that paying attention to small, passing symptoms can literally save a life. A mini stroke, known medically as a transient ischemic attack or TIA, occurs when blood flow to the brain is briefly interrupted. It may last only a few minutes, and once the blood flow resumes, the symptoms disappear. But the danger remains because a full stroke often follows within days or weeks, if nothing is done to treat the underlying cause. The warning signs of a mini stroke can take many forms. Some people might feel sudden weakness or numbness in one arm or leg that lasts a few seconds before returning to normal. Others might experience slurred speech, blurred vision, or confusion that fades away quickly. There can also be dizziness, sudden imbalance, or difficulty understanding words. Because these symptoms are temporary, most people brush them off as tiredness, dehydration, or low blood sugar. But these moments are like alarms from the brain, signaling that a blood vessel is narrowing or a clot is forming. Dr. Hinohara used to say that ignoring such signs is like ignoring smoke before a fire. The earlier you act, the easier it is to prevent a serious event. The risk of stroke increases sharply with age because arteries become stiffer and blood pressure tends to rise. When a person experiences a mini stroke, it means that the arteries supplying blood to the brain are already under strain. This is why immediate medical attention is critical. A doctor can perform simple tests like a blood pressure check, a carotid ultrasound, or a brain scan to detect blockages or clots. Early treatment with medication and lifestyle adjustments can drastically lower the chance of a major stroke. Dr. Hinohara emphasized that prevention is always more powerful than recovery. Once a stroke damages brain tissue, that part of the brain may never fully recover, so recognizing these short-lived signs is one of the best defenses a person has. He also encouraged people to listen closely to their body in the mornings, because stroke risk peaks between 6 and 10 a.m. Any unusual sensation, such as a sudden headache, blurred vision, or limb weakness, during this period deserves serious attention. The reason morning is so risky is that blood pressure naturally rises as the body wakes up, and if blood vessels are already fragile, this can trigger small clots or ruptures. Simple awareness and immediate response can make all the difference. Being attentive to your body's small messages isn't fear, it's wisdom. It's the key to catching danger before it takes control. Emotional health and physical health are deeply connected, and this link becomes especially powerful in the morning. The way you begin your day can determine how your body reacts to stress, how your blood flows, and how your heart functions throughout the next 24 hours. Japan's oldest doctor, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, often said that hurry is the enemy of health. He observed that people who start their mornings calmly tend to have smoother blood pressure levels, steadier heart rates, and clearer minds. In contrast, those who begin their day in chaos, waking up to loud alarms, rushing to check their phones, skipping water, or worrying about work, put their bodies into a state of tension before the day even starts. This early stress triggers the release of cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that narrow blood vessels and increase the risk of stroke and heart attack over time. After 60, when arteries are already more fragile, the effect becomes even more pronounced. Dr. Hinohara believed that mornings should be treated like a sacred space, a time to set the tone for the entire day. He encouraged waking slowly, taking deep breaths, and expressing gratitude for another day of life. These small actions might sound simple, but they have profound biological effects. When you breathe deeply and focus on positive thoughts, your body activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers heart rate, relaxes blood vessels, and reduces inflammation. This is why people who begin their day with calmness and purpose often look younger and stay healthier longer. They're not just emotionally balanced, their bodies are physically less stressed. In Japan, many older adults follow morning routines that blend movement and mindfulness. They step outside to feel the sunlight, practice slow stretches, or perform radio taiso, a gentle exercise broadcast nationwide each morning. This combination of motion and calm focus improves blood circulation, balances hormones, and keeps the mind centered. Sunlight itself plays an important role because it helps regulate the body's circadian rhythm, lowering nighttime cortisol levels and improving sleep quality. A balanced sleep-wake cycle supports cardiovascular health and prevents the spikes in blood pressure that can lead to stroke. Another factor Dr. Hinohara emphasized was emotional purpose. He often spoke about ikigai, a Japanese concept meaning a reason to live. People who wake up with a sense of purpose experience lower stress levels. Even when facing difficulties, they're less likely to develop chronic inflammation or high blood pressure. When you have something meaningful to look forward to each day, whether it's taking care of a garden, spending time with family, or helping others, your brain releases serotonin and endorphins that protect your heart and immune system. It's not only lifestyle but mindset that keeps the body strong. Dr. Hinohara practiced this philosophy himself, working, writing, and inspiring others past his 100th birthday. He believed that calm, purposeful mornings were the true secret behind Japan's remarkable longevity. A peaceful mind creates smooth blood flow, while a rushed mind tightens the body and shortens life. Each sunrise is an opportunity to begin gently, breathe deeply, and let gratitude shape the rhythm of your day.